Hello, Abraham. I have a wonderful life, and I think I've been able to manifest so much of what I've always wanted in my life. Great relationships, great business, beautiful home, friends, family. My life is wonderful.
As it should be.
Yes. And yet, in the last...
Get out.
In the last 2 months, I have manifested something that I don't want.
Well, let's talk about it and see if we can make it stay longer.
It's my health. I have been healthy and well and fit all my life. And suddenly, I'm getting an abdominal wall tear, and I hurt my back, and I have a cold this week.
Are you all writing this down? So without going into further detail, has any of this experience activated any kind of a desire within you?
I want perfect health.
Well, when you say perfect health, can you feel that you're pushing a little bit against imperfect health? So step back from that a little bit and tell us why a healthy body is advantageous.
I want to feel good. I want to look good. I want to have energy. I want to be able to do everything I want to do.
All right, now step back from it, because you're still, and it's normal, you're still talking a little bit about what you do want, but we're feeling more what you don't want. In other words, when you say perfect, we know you don't want to be sick. And when you say I want to feel good, we know you don't want to feel bad. When you say you want to look good, we know you don't want to look bad. And when you say I want to have energy, we know you don't want your tail to be dragging around. So step back from the details of that a little bit and give us a little bit more of the essence of what health feels like. In other words, get a little bit less descriptive of things that activate negative emotion, and in a more general sense, talk of wellness, which will activate well-being. For example, can you feel the resistant qualities in the statement, I want perfect health, or I want to look good, I want to feel good? Feel the less resistant qualities in, I love to take walks, or the less resistant quality in, I like just not thinking about my body. Or the less resistant quality in, I like health to be a non-issue, just a given. Right. Or the less resistant quality in, health is normal for me. Or the less resistant quality in, life is so good, and there's so much to do, and it is so fun, and there's so much to see. And I just love to live life. Can you feel how much less resistant that is as you get away from the specifics of, because as you talk about the thing that bothers you, you just beat the drum of what bothers you. And you just beat the drum of what bothers you. And the more you talk about it, the more others will talk about it with you. Yeah. And they'll offer you this and they'll offer you that. And you beat the drum and you beat the drum and you beat the drum. Now, we don't think that this sort of spree of not feeling so good came about from worrying about health. Do you?
No.
We think it is evidence of resistance about something else. Do you have any idea what it is?
Yeah.
Is it anything you can do anything about? This thing you're worrying about?
No, I think for me it's probably, acceptance as opposed to resistance.
Of?
A relationship issue.
The reason that we're prodding here a little bit further than you even want to go is because we want to point out that when there's something that you want, that you don't feel you have control about, you put yourself in this sort of tug of war because you want it, but you don't feel like you've got control. You want it, but you don't feel like you've got control. And that will literally tear you apart. And so here is the wise advice that we're wanting to give you. And we're going to give it to you in a way that you can really hear it. It'll be fun for you to roll this across your mind over the next while. Okay. I'm not going to worry about things I can't do anything about. And I'm going to give my attention to things I can do something about. for example, I can do something about choosing thoughts that feel better. And as I can do something about how I feel, and I feel better, then everything else will fall into place. I'm not going to worry about things I can't do anything about. The reality is, there isn't anything that you can't do anything about except those things that you don't think you can do anything about. But when you say, it's a sneaky way, you sort of sneak in the back door. I'm not going to try to do things I can't do anything about. I'm going to tend to what I can do something about. What can I do something about? Well, I can do something about what I focus on. I'm only going to give my attention to things that I can do something about. And what you can do something about every time is how you feel, you see. And what you will begin to notice is the things that you can't do anything about turn out not to be very important at all. And the things that you can do something about, which is everything that you can feel around, begin to take shape very fast. And then before you know it, you don't feel lost or confined or bound or left out. You feel sure-footed. As you look at something that, in your opinion, is broken, you activate it and you hold it in that place. You have to ignore what's broken, whether it's a relationship or a body, whatever it is, you have to ignore what's broken by focusing on other things. But if you focus on other things that feel as bad as the thing that feels broken, which actually in the beginning is the path of least resistance. That's the thing. You have to just make a determination. I'm going to feel good. I'm going to feel good. I'm going to feel good. I'm not going to accept not feeling good. I'm not going to accept it as normal or status quo or just the way it goes. I'm going to do things about things that I can do something about, and I can do something about how I feel emotionally right now. We want you to, in this moment, pay attention to what is the path of least resistance relative to thought. And all of those other action paths of least resistance will become non-issues very, very fast. Here's what we're really saying to you. It's a big way of saying it and an easy way of hearing it. So let's say that I have things not working in my life. My body is sick, my money isn't flowing, my lover just left, and I hate my job. So you sort of covered the gamut of things going wrong. I got things that are going wrong in my life experience. So if I focus on another lover, or if I focus on a better job, or if I focus on any of those things, if I hit them head on, all I'm going to do is activate them where they are and just hold myself right there longer and longer and longer. So I have to get back from the specifics that are already activated and find something that causes me to feel good now. So I see a flower and I stop to focus on it. And I study it longer than usual. And I let its beauty be received by me. I'm in a moment of non-resistance. I pet my cat, who doesn't care if I hate my job, who doesn't care that my lover left, who doesn't care if my body's sick. In other words, I focus upon things that are less immediate and therefore in human terms seeming to be less important. But actually, I'm focusing upon the most important thing, which is how I feel right here and now. Step back into that more general place of finding things that are less resistant in nature as you focus upon them. In other words, feel how when you think about your job, you get frustrated. And when you think about your lover leaving, you feel lonely. And when you think about your body and its condition, you feel worried. And when you think about your finances, you feel frightened or angry. Any of those things are not anything that you can do anything about from your current point of attraction. So what did we say earlier? I'm going to do something about what I can do something about. I can't make my lover come back, not right now. I can't change my body from sick to well, not right now. I can't change a job that I hate to something that I love, not right now. But I can find a thought that feels better right now. I can appreciate this flower. I can enjoy this meal that I'm eating. I can clean out this drawer. I can wash the car. I can sort out my closet. There are so many things that I can do something about right now. Right. And a lot of them feel really good while you're doing them. I can listen to this music. I can listen to this tape. There are a lot of things I can do right now. And now, as I think about that and don't feel good and choose this and do feel good, and think about that and don't feel good and choose this and do feel good, I start to get the sense of what really matters. And what really matters isn't wrestling your body to the ground and making it better, or it isn't fixing those things that are broken. What matters is finding a reason to feel good right now. Finding a reason to feel good right now. That's something you can do something about, and it is everything, you say. We could take an example of the person who is noted by medical doctors to be the sickest of the sick. And if we could hold them in suspended attention for an afternoon, their diagnosis would change. If we could get them to get into the ocean and just float for no reason other than for the sensation of floating. Or if we could get them to get lost in the counting of the beats of the music. Or if we could get them to focus purely upon the love of the beast that lays in their lap. You cannot disallow well-being and allow well-being at the same time. You just got to make a determination. I'm going to pay attention to my emotional state of being. My emotional state of being is the only thing that really matters. What is doesn't matter diddly squat. What is only a snapshot of some vibrational pattern I got going. But how I feel right now is everything about my point of attraction. So it doesn't matter what has been, and it really doesn't even matter what is. All that matters is how I feel about what is. And since there's so much to choose from about what is, I can do something about the way I feel. I can do something about the way I feel. I can do something about the way I feel. And we're not talking about the physical stamina. We're talking about I can feel joy or I can feel pain. I can feel anger. I can feel criticism. You can take every person that you know and you could choose a critical point or a point of appreciation. They both come easily. But the way you lean is only where you've practiced more. So the reason we call this the science of deliberate creation is because we are suggesting that you deliberately choose the thought with the intention of feeling the alignment of energy, which is what allowing is. So don't use your willpower not to eat the donut. Use your willpower to choose the better feeling thought. Don't use your willpower not to say the thing that you'd like to say to the person that is rude to you. Use your willpower when you're not with them to think the best feeling thought that you can find. Use your willpower, especially when it's easy. When you first wake up, stop and say, bless this day. This is going to be a great day. Today, no matter where I'm going, no matter what I'm doing, no matter who I'm doing it with, I'm going to look for things that I want to see. Jerry and Esther got on an elevator just now, and the door opened, and there was absolute mayhem on the elevator. There were only 3 children, but they looked like 43 children because they were moving so rapidly. They were like little protons just moving all around the elevator. And Esther just dived right in. She couldn't get in there fast enough. She could feel the fun of it. And Jerry stood back like he was not ever going to get in. And he was sort of waiting for things to settle down a little bit so that there might be a clear spot where he might stand. And as Jerry got onto the elevator and they relaxed into the perfection of these people, Esther thought, there's just good stuff happening everywhere. There are just joyful things to behold everywhere you turn. There is so much to see that makes you feel good. And the more you look for it, the more you open to it, the more you open to it, the more you feel it, until it's just not possible to be sick in a world like this. It just isn't. Yes. Thank you. Yes, indeed. We've enjoyed this interaction. It is so delicious to interact with you. The intensity of you is really something. Wonderful things have happened in this gathering here today. We have truly taken thought beyond that which it has been before. Life is good and it's going to get better. Watch for it. Expect it. We know. We've seen it. There is great love here for you. We are complete.